Monster Hunter Wilds is the perfect game to introduce Crimson Diablos, and I'll explain why. To begin our reasoning, let's start by explaining who the jumping Jadris is Crimson Diablos, and what is a Crimson Diablos. Crimson Diablos is a concept or scrap monster that seems to be a variant of some sort of, well, Diablos. The concept originates from the book Monster Hunter Illustrations 1, where honestly not much is stated other than a never before seen Diablos was spotted whose carapace is red, along with the rest of its body, assuming. It is also twice as large as a regular male Diablos, and that's it. As with many other concept art, there's rarely a ton of information given, but that's what makes it so much more interesting. This piece of artwork is the only ever mention of a Crimson Diablos, and with Monster Hunter already having over 9 different types of Diablos, which include Diablos, Black Diablos, Bloodbath Diablos, Apex Diablos, Gilded Diablos, Steel Armor Diablos, Radiant Diablos, and finally Varusubrosu? What's stopping them from just adding one more? With that in question, I think Wilds may be the perfect game to introduce a Crimson Diablos, and here's how. The pack mechanic. Now we know, unfortunately, Diablos are actually extremely territorial, so that knocks this theory right out of the park in terms of being true. Since they would have been found in packs, but for Wilds specifically, they could do a little redesigning with Diablos' habits. They could theoretically write that Diablos are unusually found in packs and make it canon, at least in the Forbidden Lands. One reason to back this up is because the guild would have had no possible information on Diablos in the Forbidden Lands, and any information that led them to act differently than they usually do. Because, as we know from the guild's perspective, they assumed the Forbidden Lands were uninhabited for hundreds of years, so any evolution or changes of certain monsters, like Diablos, weren't recorded in any books or notes. That is my first method of why Crimson Diablos is perfect for Wilds. Just make him the alpha or king of a pack of Diablos. I know it's not anything special, but I don't really think Crimson Diablos had anything special to begin with. He's literally just bigger and red, kinda like Clifford. Oh, by the way, if you dislike or just disagree with that reasoning, sorry to tell you, but Monster Hunter kinda already did this with Yain Turku. Out of all the games Yain Turku has been in, Wilds is the only game that has made it apparent that they travel in groups, which is odd. We've never seen them in groups before, and even our handler is starstruck when we first witness a pack of them together. So it's not like they can't just do the same thing with Diablos. Also, side note, how is Monster Hunter going to make a pack mechanic and only allow one monster in the whole game to have it, when we literally have packs of Yain Turku just flying everywhere? There definitely should have been an alpha Yain Turku already in the game. The second method to introduce a Crimson Diablos to the series, not just Wilds, this could work for any games that aren't spin-offs, is to just make him a siege monster. Yep, a siege monster. This isn't as convincing or interesting as my first reason, but I mean, hey, if Crimson Diablos is supposed to be the king of Diablos, let's make him the king of Diablos. Obviously, they would have to take Diablos, make him red and super large, and then tweak his moveset enough to the point where it's worthy of being a siege fight, and obviously give him some sick looking gear. Those, so far, are my 2 current ideas of how they could theoretically introduce Crimson Diablos to the series. Now, moving on to the pros and cons of adding Crimson Diablos to Wilds. Pros. Pack mechanic gets expanded on. We get another Diablos variant for the Diablos fans out there. We get an obscure piece of concept art brought to life in a game. And Crimson Diablos just sounds and looks really cool. Cons. Diablos is for sure overused for the past few games, so adding him in Wilds DLC would honestly be a letdown and pretty underwhelming. If Diablos is added into Wilds, there's pretty much a 0% chance that Monobolos makes it into the game. And at this point, I think everyone is wanting Monobolos over Diablos, so hopefully Capcom listens. Unfortunately, that's all I got for now. Like I said, there isn't much on Crimson Diablos apart from that one piece of artwork, and it just was never brought up after that. This is a lesser known piece of Monster Hunter media, so it was fun to make a video over it. Let me know in the comments, would you like to see the Teen Crimson Diablos ever make their debut in a future game? Also, what would you like to change about its moveset or gear designs? Always, thank you for watching. I really hope this upcoming expansion tops Sunbreak and Iceborne, and Capcom expand on the pack mechanic, please.